Now, when we did the issues, we had a look at map symbols, and you saw that in my introduction, I showed you that map symbols, there's a problem with map symbols or the keys, that the key, that candidates didn't know that. Now, as I've mentioned, these issues that I've mentioned here, these are ongoing, and it's been repeated every year. Now, if you don't know your map symbols, Matrix, then you are just plain and simple lazy. You didn't study it, because remember, you do map symbols for the first time in grade 9. So get to know those symbols. Now, okay, most of you will tell me, listen here, the symbols appear on the map. Fine, the symbols do appear on the map. But you know what's the problem that you've got? If they ask a question, and you must first go back and say, oh, this is the symbol, this is whatever represents, then you've got a problem. You're losing about 30 seconds by only going to have a look at that. But now the problem is that for most of the question, especially in question 3, you need 2, 3, 4 symbols to answer one question. I would like to repeat that, and you must understand this. In some cases, many cases, in question 3, you are going to need about 3, 4, 5 symbols that you must know to answer a question. And if you must go and look every time what that symbol means, you're not only wasting time, but you won't be able to see the relationship between those symbols. Because you must understand the relationships and see it immediately on the map to really understand and answer those questions successfully. Okay, so let's have a look at the map symbols. Now, what's very important of your map symbols, this came up in the exams reports that we had. Firstly, candidates had a poor knowledge of conventional signs. Now, conventional signs, your map symbols, your key, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. Okay, now here's something. Many candidates didn't know how to use the map index. We're coming back to that again. Candidates struggle to identify human-made features on the topographic and orthophoto map. Candidates struggle to identify natural features on the topographic and the orthophoto map. Now, if you must just look at the slide that we've got here. Here we've got map symbols here. You should know. Here we've got a row of trees, so that would be a natural feature. You should know that here we've got a river. That is a natural feature. Okay? You should know that if we've got a national road or a cemetery or a bridge, then you should know that this is a human-made feature. Now, please, Matrix, listen carefully to what I'm saying now. Usually, if they ask you the following questions, identify 2 man-made structures, whatever the rest of the question may be. Now you write down the physical structures. You write down 4, 5, 6 structures, and then here or there would be a man-made structure in between. Remember, the way they are going to mark it from now on is that if you have mentioned the first 2, they remember the question was 2 marks, they will look at the first 2 and the rest they are going to ignore, because otherwise it means that you are guessing. Okay? So please, people, see that you know the difference between man-made, anything that the humans made, that's easy, and of course your natural ones, your mountains, your rivers, and all that type of stuff. Okay? So see that you know. Remember your map symbols. That's the basis of your map interpretation. If you don't know this, you won't be able to be successful in your map work or your second question paper. Okay. Now, I just want to have a look at the map skills that you need for your exams. Sorry. These are the map skills that you need. Firstly, direction and bearing. Now, if you listen to my introduction, you would have seen that bearing was a problem. Direction is a problem. When they write the final exam, or what exam ever, you will always see that in grade 12, we still get people who don't know where's north, east, south, and west. Please, people, make sure. Know the bearings that accompany the different directions. Very important. Then your contours, right? How is height represented? By contours, trig station, spot heights, benchmark. Very popular question. They will say, name 2 ways in which height is represented in block A3. There's your answer. But please, people, only those that are found in the block. Don't write down any one of those that you don't see in the block. Okay, then your map reference or map index. This caused huge problems at the end of the year. We'll come back to this during the course of our discussion again. We've got a problem here. Okay, then the coordinates, very important. You must know your for instance here, 33 degrees, 20 minutes, 18 seconds south. You must know how your latitude and your longitude work. You must be able to know, and even they can ask you the coordinates of any feature on the map as well. Then your cross-section. Please see that you are in a position to draw your cross-section. In this time that we've got here available, it's very difficult to explain how cross-sections are done. You will have to do it and practice it. Go back to your teacher and ask if it's correct. Very important. Practice makes perfect when it comes to cross-sections. Intervisibility. Can you see one, for instance, they give you 2 points, point A and B. Is the point visible from another one? And then direction of river flow. We couldn't believe that so many matrics couldn't determine in which way a river flowed in the end of last year's exam. Please, people, remember these things. You're doing grade 9 already, right? Look at the reasons why rivers flow in a certain direction. For instance, flowing towards the sea, flowing from high to low, right? The way in which your tributaries join, okay? So have a look at that. Very, very important, okay? That you must be able to determine the direction, right? As well as give 1 or 2 reasons why you have chosen the direction. So these are the important map skills. So let's just have a look at this again. You must know direction, height, map reference, coordinates, cross-section, intervisibility, and the direction of river flow. Very important for your map skills. Now, as I've mentioned, we had problems with this one. Have a look at this question that we had in last year's question paper. Which letter, A, B, C, or D in the grid below represents the map or area southwest of 3126 DD Queenstown? Now, matrics, you've got to understand that code there. You've got to understand that reference. Now let's have a look at that. 3126 DD. Now, you must know which one of these 4 blocks here. Where do we find that map? Where is it located? Now, this question really required a little bit of higher order thinking, because you had to work out where is this map located. So let's have a look here at the reference again. 3126 DD Queenstown. All right. So 3131, that would be the latitude. 26 would be the longitude, and DD would be the block. Now, let's see, where is it located? Right, the first thing, here we've got 31 degrees south, that way. So in other words, that line, it must be somewhere down here. 26, where's that? This is this one here. So in other words, immediately, 31, it can't be this half, this bottom low half of these blocks. So you can cancel out that. It can't be this one, because it must be in the 26. Now, let's see what happens now. If that's that, then this means it's located in those blocks there. Now, you must know that that would be A, that would be B, C, that would be A, B, C, D, and eventually DD would be located there. All right? DD would be located there. So, when you want to know, the question says, which letter in the grid below represents the map area southwest? So now I found out where this map is located. Southwest would be this way. Am I right? And that's why my answer would be C. Okay. Now, matrics, if you don't understand this yet, go to your teacher and practice these different. Use any town or area that you can find. Right? Where is it? 3319 dB PAL, for instance, right? Work on that one. See, let me draw the grid lines and get the correct positioning where PAL or Queenstown or Stellenbosch or whatever map you're working, where is it located? And once you've worked out that, then you will be able to be in a position to find out which map is located north, south, southeast, or whatever from the map that they have examined. Okay, so please people, this question was very, some students found this question very difficult. Actually, it's easy question if you just know how your latitude and your longitudes and how these grids work.